Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Eye to Eye Live. This is our weekly Disney Hangout. Still getting used to saying that on a consistent basis here, seeing as how we've been through the holidays and craziness of life during that time. Finally starting to get back into a routine of being here every single week with you all on a Monday night to just hang out. Disney Hangouts, what it's called, and just talk about everything that's going on in the world of Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, everything in between. And I appreciate you joining me, whether you're watching this live or on the replay. We appreciate you giving even a small amount of time to me here tonight, but to Jessica, who's not here with me as well. Anything that you are able to take the time to watch on our channel and enjoy, we really do appreciate that. So thank you for being here tonight. Let me address a couple of those that have already popped in on the live and say hello to you. Cassie, he says, hi friends. Hi to iDisney Through Our Eyes. Hi to you as well. Thank you for being here. And Daniel Halverson says, hey everyone, and how are you doing? How are y'all doing? Me personally, I'm on the upper end. I say upper end, on the back end, I guess I should say, of that sickness that I was going through all through the holiday season. So every once in a while, you'll hear my voice kind of drop in and out. Let me do that a little bit, but slowly but surely, whatever was going on with me during the holidays is slowly getting better. Jessica, she's doing well. Again, she is busy on Monday nights, so that's why it's just me here hanging out with all of you. But I hope that's okay. I hope that you can deal with that. Two-Row Geeks is in the house. What is up, my friends? Thank y'all for being here. He says, hey, buddy, on the drive home from work. Hey, I know you live in the Atlanta area, so I know you know what that traffic's about. It is not fun. It is awful, awful stuff. So I do not envy you right now. So be careful out there driving if you're watching this, but I appreciate you being here. So as you guys are coming in, please make sure you're smashing that like button, and if you feel like it, make sure you share it out on social media. We always want to get more people in here to be part of our experiences together. The other thing, too, is if we ever reach, excuse me, 10 live viewers on this stream, I'll activate a cool little feature. I keep teasing it every single week, and we've gotten close. I think we got to 9. We haven't gotten to 10 live viewers, at least that says on my counter, since we've been doing this live show. But if we ever do get there, we will activate an interesting feature that you may want to utilize. It's another way to interact with us here on the show tonight. So if you want to do that, make sure you share it out, and smashing that like button will help that cause. Daniel says, I've got in the morning, so I can't stay for long. I'm GOT in the morning. What is GOT? I don't understand what that means, but he's got something in the morning. So I appreciate you staying for a little bit, Daniel. And it's let me say this: the fact that you, several people from overseas that are part of our little extended Disney family here on our channel that show up to our live streams it's awesome that you guys would stay up that late to be a part of this and talk to us for a little bit. So I really appreciate it when you do that. Two Real Geek says that wonderful 285. I don't know about wonderful, but it's something. It is definitely something. I always got to figure out how long I want to make that little box down there for you guys. Cassie says, my day and night is blessed. Well, good. I'm glad it is. It is. It's despite sickness, busyness, we are blessed over here as well. But yeah, so what I thought we would talk about tonight, and I definitely want to hear your impressions on it. With all these Disney weekly hangouts, I'm going to bring a topic to the forefront. But just know, as always, anything is fair game here. This is a hangout. I would love nothing more than for you all to dictate what we talk about, but I always want to have a topic ready, a very broad topic that we can kind of take apart and discuss as we feel like. So we'll definitely do that. Our topic for tonight is I actually could do that. It'd probably help just to remind you a little bit, is a look ahead in 2020 for Disney. So this is everything Disney. Disney parks, Disney movies, Disney Plus. Do we call it Disney TV anymore? I don't know that we do. Disney Plus stuff. I said series in the description for this video. Cruise line, anything that you all want to talk about and look ahead. My thought process about this topic was to just discuss what we're most excited about, or take a walk through maybe the movies and stuff like that. So that's what I thought we'd do tonight. But if there's any other pertinent Disney news that you may want to talk about, there was a fire apparently at People Mover Magic Kingdom. Don't know much details about that. So if anybody wants to talk about that, put that here in the window. Let's see. Pam's Fan says, I've been subscribed for a while now, but this is the first ever notification I've got from your channel. Isn't YouTube funny like that? It's like we'll notify you when the things you're subscribed to go live, and then just as the first one you've got. Pam's Fan, I know we've seen you before, so it's not, you're not a stranger to our channel, but so thank you for being here, and I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. Now, we are going live on Monday nights. Well, I say every Monday and every Thursday night, but of course there are some nights where we're not able to do so, and we try to give you fair advance of that, notice of that. But Mondays at 7 o'clock, we'll go live with this weekly hangout where we talk about some Disney topic stuff, usually just hanging out, having fun. And then trivia night is Thursday, and we'll talk a little bit about that in just a little bit here as well. But thank you for being here, Pam's Fan. Excuse me as I keep coughing here. Let's see what everybody else is saying. If you could watch one, Soul or Onward? Whoo, that is interesting. Daniel, that's a tough question there. All right, well, how about this? Everybody else in the room, answer it. And I see a lot of other questions and comments are coming up. We'll get to those in a second. But I want right now, everybody who's here watching, you answer that question. If you could only watch one this year, would it be Soul or Onward? And all we have to go off of is a couple of trailers for Onward, one trailer for Soul, and then whatever snooping you've done about the movies before and what you know about it. So here's the thing. I have full faith that Disney themselves will do good with anything that they do. But there's something about that Pixar Soul movie that has got me really, really interested. And you would think with all the trailers coming out that I'd be more excited for Onward, because it looks like a cool story, because it's about someone who's lost their father. Just not to make everybody sad here, but to pull a curtain back a little bit on my life. My father has passed away for many years now, but we were without him, and so I've experienced that. I've been in their shoes, so there will be a little bit of that connection that I have there with them. But that being said, I don't know why I like the aspect of music, and they do some interesting things with like exploring our inner workings with Inside Out and things like that. So I'm interested to see where they're going to go with that right now. Two Real Geeks says they're more excited for Onward. Cassie says Soul. Pam's Fan says I haven't heard anything about Soul. Pam, have you seen the trailer for it? The trailer is very good. It came out, I think, like October. It's a while back, actually. That's a good one. And Daniel says, tough one. If I had to pick, it would be Soul. I think you and I are in the same camp there. I'm excited for both. And I want to talk more about this when we get to it deeper into our discussion about 2020 here in the movies. And I think that's what we'll talk about first. But I think that this is going to be maybe a down year in terms of what we had this year versus this year in terms of movies. But that doesn't mean it's going to be bad. It just means it's going to be a lot different. So we'll move into that in just a second. Let me come back up here to some of the questions and comments you all had. Cassie said, my birthday is tomorrow. Well, happy early birthday. Thank you for spending your early birthday with us. So everybody wish happy birthday to Cassie there in the comments, please. Let her know that we appreciate her being here. Pam's Fan says, I have the bell rung for all notifications too. See, that's like they tell you to hit we tell you to hit, because they tell us to tell you to hit the bell. But even if you do, sometimes it doesn't notify you. So just make sure you're subscribed, you got the bell notification on there, and that way you'll know when we go live, hopefully, if they do what they say they will. It's YouTube, though. They're always changing. It's their thing. And Pam is telling Danny to be very careful driving out there on the roads. Thank you for that. Actually, I'll come back up. I just saw your comment, Danny. Can't wait for Guardians of the Galaxy is starting filming here in Atlanta anytime now. I did not know that. I mean, I figured they were going to be filming here in Atlanta. What Marvel movie doesn't film in Atlanta these days? Or any movie for that matter. At least some of it does. We realized, quick aside here from that comment, that we were watching Noelle for the first time this week. on Disney Plus, and Jessica looks at me and said, "That mall that they're at in that movie, that's the one up there north of us. I've been there before," and it's so weird to walk around Atlanta, the surrounding areas, and one day you're watching a movie and you're like, I've been there. It's crazy. We live in East Hollywood. So yes, I see that now, Danny. Yeah, I'm excited, obviously, because that means there's an opportunity for one of us to like walk up on a set. I work in Atlanta, and I always struggle with where to say where I work or not. It's pretty obvious if you can put two and together with some things I've said before, but I usually try not to just make it blatantly out there. Anyway, stop yammering, Kyle. Where I work, I've had the opportunity to bump into several celebrities and see things filmed at our place too, and see people in action filming. So it's been cool to live the last 7 years in Atlanta and experience the explosion of Hollywood that is out here. And just, I literally, this shoulder right here, literally bumped shoulders with Robert Downey Jr. And I actually ended up, like, I bumped into him and didn't know who he was at the time because I just was not paying attention. I said, "Oh, excuse me, sir," and I like placed my hands on his shoulder to say I'm sorry for doing that, and just kept going. No clue. Bump shoulders with Robert Downey Jr. Who would have thought? So yeah, there's that. That is right. We said the same thing about the mall. Also, Disney has a production studio south side of town now. I didn't know that. So that's pretty cool there. So, but yeah, so Guardians of the Galaxy filming here is going to be awesome. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see some of that. And speaking of that, let's talk about some 2020 movies that are coming out right now. Now, as I said, I don't think this is going to be a great year in terms of like hype and wow, this is coming out. When you consider 2019, we were spoiled. We had a live-action remake of Aladdin, The Lion King, and Dumbo. We had Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man Far From Home, and Captain Marvel. And then you throw in this little thing called Star Wars Episode 9. And let's not even mention Toy Story 4. How about that? So I think it's going to be really hard for any year, much less the one. They say you never want to be the guy that replaces the guy. That's the case with you. You don't want to be 2020. Because 2020 Disney movies have a hard time to compete with anybody right now. So there's that. So what I would love to hear from you all in the comments right now is, what 2020 Disney movie are you most looking forward to? Daniel asked a great question a little while ago in terms of which would you rather, if you could only see one, Onward or Soul. If it's still one of those two, fine. But of all the 2020 movies that are coming out, which one are you most looking to see? And I'll come back and catch up on some of those comments here. But let me go ahead and give you, I got to get my system ready here, some of the movies that are coming out for Disney. And now, I'll say this much. Anything's fair game that Disney owns, and I know there's a lot of new ones with Fox properties. Jessica and I, for all intents and purposes on our channel, are not counting those this year because we feel Disney has not had enough of their hand in them to really call them Disney movies. Probably starting next year, we will start including any Fox properties that are developed out of it in our watching things. We'll make that decision, but probably not this year. So I'll give you the ones that we're kind of counting in all this. Onward, Mulan, Black Widow, Artemis Fowl, Soul, Jungle Cruise, The One and Only Ivan, Eternals, and Raya, The Last Dragon. I feel like I'm missing one there, but there you go. That's the ones that I could rattle off for you real quick. So which one are you most looking forward to Disney movies in 2020? Danny says Atlanta with celebrities is like when I was living up in New York. They're all over the place. I know, you see them all the time. I've seen The Rock, bump shoulders with Robert Downey Jr., Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis were right in front of me. Didn't even know it. Just missed Jeremy Renner. Seeing John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. I feel like there's just so many others that I'm missing right now. Disney Circus Girl is in the house. Everyone say hey to Disney Circus Girl. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you stopping by. How long did it take you to realize you just bumped into Iron Man? So I went back. I was on the way to our office, and on property there, and I bumped shoulders with him, said excuse me, and he kept going. Got into the office, and this is about like 5 minutes. Finally, someone else came in and said, "Did you know that Robert Downey Jr. is just right out here?" I said, "No way." And then it's like the light bulb went off in my head when you realize, because it's like my mind knew what I was looking at, but it didn't connect or something like that at the time. And so finally, when it connected, it's like I bumped into Robert Downey Jr. It was totally him. There's no way not to mistake him. Just had glasses on, but you can't mistake that. He's short too, by the way, for me at least. So, 5 to 10 minutes, realizing it was too late then, and I couldn't fangirl out. Let's see. Cassie says Mulan is the one she's looking forward to. Disney Circus Girl, Onward. I'm looking forward to Onward most. Pam's Fan says, I want to see how they do Mulan without a Mushu, but also want to watch Jungle Cruise. Daniel Halverson. For 2020, it's better to be surprised than disappointed. I'm mostly excited for Soul, Artemis Fowl, and Reyna. I guess you mean Raya, the Last Dragon. Black Widow to me is a bit too little, too late. It might be. It's a fair statement, but hey, at least they're getting it done, right? It's better than no Black Widow. I'm excited for that one, really. And Disney Circus Girl says Jungle Cruise as well on that one. I did not hear anyone say Artemis Fowl in that one. If you know a lot about Disney movie timeline stuff, you'll know that Artemis Fowl was supposed to come out last year in the slot that was, with what replaced it, was Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. I think it was a better choice, to be honest with you. I really enjoyed Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. We were not looking forward to Artemis Fowl. Still not really looking forward to it, because it's based on a kid's novel series that obviously I don't have any connection to. But we're still going to go see it. We're still going to review it. We're going with open minds. Last time we did that based on an old piece of literature for kids and stuff, we were let down by whatever that movie was called 2 years ago. That was the only movie we have never liked. He did say Artemis Fowl. I'm sorry. Your Disney Circus Girl corrected me. I blew right past it. He did say Artemis Fowl. So it looks like, honestly, everybody has pretty much mentioned every movie there, which is good. I think there's not, so if you look at 2019, everybody was focused in on that end of the year to Avengers Endgame and the end of the year with Episode 9 for Star Wars. And of course there were big ones in between, Lion King, Aladdin, Toy Story 4, but everybody's attention was focused on those two. Here you don't have your attention really focused on anything probably except Eternals, because we don't know enough about it. And I would like to throw Black Widow in there, but kind of like Daniel said, I think the prevailing sentiment is that Black Widow is kind of too little too late for some people. But I'm happy it is. So if I had to be honest with you and say the ones that I'm most excited for would be Jungle Cruise. Jungle Cruise, Black Widow, and then probably Eternal. It's a tie between Eternals and Raya the Last Dragon, because I don't know anything about either of them. And so that's why I think I'm more optimistic about what we're going to see, because I don't know a lot about that one. But anyway, excuse me. Let me keep going here. My breath just keeps going away from me. So that's movies for 2020. It's definitely a catch-up year. I think this is... I don't know that they planned it this way, but I think this is the maybe it worked out this way, catch your breath after all that we did. Because I think when 2021 hits, and I think 2020 in general for Disney, the company, is the catch your breath. I mean, they did all these big sequels, Disney Plus launch. They've got to catch their breath for a second before they gear up for something important, which is a great segue over to what I want to talk about next, which is Disney parks. But let me come back to a couple of comments here before I move forward. What are your thoughts, without spoilers, on Rise of Skywalker? Well, Pam, I will tell you this. We do have a spoiler-free and a spoiler review on our channel if you'd like to go get more detailed thoughts from Jessica and myself on the movie. So go check those on our channel once you're done here if you'd like to. But I will tell you this. We loved it. Loved every bit of it. Not everything about it, obviously. There are things in the movie that if you want to nitpick about it, you will be able to nitpick. And I don't fault people for that because they're there. But there's one moment in this movie that made it for me, and it just sent me over the moon about the movie. But I had fun the entire time. It's very fast paced. You better hang on. A lot going on. A lot of fan service. But it's really, really good. So if you haven't seen it, I would. But if you'd like to hear our detailed reviews about it, please go check out the spoiler-free and or spoiler-filled one. Because if nothing else, in the spoiler one, you get to see Jessica give the plot summary in 60 seconds, which is always entertaining. Let's see here. Last time Disney made movies based on a book series for me was Narnia. Hopefully they will succeed in finishing the Artemis series. And I'm not gonna, if I enjoy, that's, I think a good thing is that I have no basis for whether I like this series or not because I don't know what Artemis Fowl is. So I'm going with open mind, and maybe I'll latch onto it because of this. So who knows? We'll see. 2019 was such a huge year for Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars, and there was that whole thing with Spider-Man, so they had so much going on and off screen. This year seems to be a respite year for them. Yeah, 100% agree there. And you have seen it, Star Wars, and you like it. Good. I'm glad we're on the same page there. I haven't talked to too many people that disliked it. They dislike things about it, and I understand them. But I also, as much as there is to gripe about, there is so much more to love. Cassie loves Marvel movies. That's why Cassie and I get along so well, because Marvel movies are awesome. So let's switch real quick here because, I try to keep this right around 30 minutes because I'm kind of on a time crunch tonight. But let's do Disney parks now. What are you all most looking forward to in the world of Disney parks? Obviously, myself here and Jessica, we have a very heavy Walt Disney World, heavy conscience of mind here. But we try to give attention to the parks out in California, over in Europe, over in Asia, as much as we can. But Disney Circus Girl here tonight, who is very good about updating about us, what's going on over there. So if you have anything to share, please do as well. But anything that you're looking forward to that's coming to Disney parks in 2020, what is on your mind? I will give you, I pulled up these lists to help us kind of discuss some of these things. And wow, it's actually way down there on the line here. But we can discuss some of these things. For instance, I think we all know that we are finally going to get to see Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Hollywood Studios on March 4th. I think that's the big thing. It's in the image that I use for this thumbnail for this video tonight. Downton Disneyland will be getting and California Adventure will be getting the Marvel or the Avengers Academy that will be coming out there as well. Harmonious will be coming to Epcot. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure will open in the summer in the France Pavilion at Epcot. Hong Kong is going to be celebrating their 15th year anniversary. And lots of other little smaller things. There's a lot of small things, and I think the big things are the Avengers Academy and Mickey's Runaway Railway because of it's a first of its kind attraction. But, there's a lot to be excited for still. Again, just like we talked about with the movies, this is kind of like a hiatus year because they're gearing towards that 50-year anniversary for Walt Disney World, which is going to be crazy. Nobody's ever going to get in the parks again. Mouse Talk is in the house. He and she say good evening, everybody. Melissa is also here on her channel as well. Hi, Melissa. So everybody say hello to them as well. But since you guys just got here, we've been discussing looking ahead to 2020 in the world of Disney. So we talked about movies already. We're on the Disney parks right now. What are you most excited for that's coming in 2020 to Disney parks? Let me back up here and see where we are with comments. Ray says, I screamed at the end of Star Wars when I saw it. I did the triple bill and it was so worth it. As soon as I get Disney Plus and with all the Disney movies coming out, I have to say goodbye to my social life. Hey, but you have the social life here where you can talk about the things that you're watching here. So there you go, Daniel. It all works out, right? Disney parks this year. Well, there's a lot of things going on over here at Disneyland Paris. I'm going over again in a few weeks. Yeah, so I think from what I understand, it's a lot of the same. I think, is it this year, Ray, that the Art of Marvel is opening in Disney? Because that's one that I'm really interested in checking out. I don't like to fly long distances, but I would fly probably for that. Sorry, guys, I'm getting more nasally as we go along here. Ray says our Marvel Land won't open in Paris until 18 months after Disneyland's. That's just how it goes sometimes. Back up here. Let's see. Wow, where to start with a list like that? Yeah, I mean, there's just so many things coming out right now. Ray says, but we have the Frozen celebration, which looks amazing. Still talking about Paris. We have our last Star Wars season, which still has the March of the First Order, so looking forward to that. Juan Rodriguez is in the house, too. Thanks for being here, buddy. He says, Marvel Land. That's what I'm not shocked by that, buddy. You and I are very much the same. We are all about the Marvel stuff here. Mouse Talk says, I'm most excited that I'm coming to Disney parks in 2020. Of course. I mean, that just covers everything right there, doesn't it, Walt? We are actually in the midst of trying to plan ourselves a little spring or late spring, early summer Disney World trip with family. I know kind of last time we've been talking to you guys, we were kind of on the fence when when we would be going this year. We would go at some point, even if it was for a weekend. But looks like we've got people interested in going with us again for a smaller family trip, not 12 people. But that is what I'm most excited about. Just like Walt said, going to Disney parks in 2020. They just went too fast. Talking about the holidays. Stevie Lee, who says, new to the channel, well, welcome to our little family within the Disney family. If you want to hang out with us more, make sure you subscribe and keep that notification bell marked so you never miss when we go live here on Monday nights at 7 and 7:15 on Thursday nights for Disney Trivia. So thank you for being here. Let's see. Yes, the Hotel New York Art of Marvel opens in June, and I'll be staying there in November. You'll have to let us know what you think about that. Two World Geeks, do you guys cover any other parks outside of Disney? You know, Danny, we haven't really, to be honest with you. If we ran out of time this year, we were going to do a review of our cruise that we took to Alaska on Princess Cruises. I know that's not parks, but you were kind of asking that vein of that question. We were going to do the video in vein of preparing to go to Alaska on a cruise, Disney cruise, and use that kind of stuff that we got there for that. We really try to keep it Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars centric here. I see you guys do a lot of Six Flags stuff, which is really cool. I think that we've just kind of found our niche that we're most comfortable with, and that's what we're going to stick with for the time being. You never know. We might expand someday, but I think this is where we want to kind of sit. But thanks for asking. Pams Fan says, I'm going to Disney for the first time in April. For the first time? You've never been to Disney? What are you doing? I'm kidding. But that's really exciting. I'm living vicariously through you now because I love to go to Disney World with people who have never been and watch the magic happen in their eyes. I'm serious. I know that sounds cheesy and corny. Why is this dude talking about magic in people's eyes? But it's awesome. It just really is awesome. Couple more comments, and then we're going to get out of here because Kyle has to save his breath for something else he does later on tonight. But got another show I have to do. But let's see what you guys are saying. Also at Paris, Marvel's season of superheroes is changing a fair bit. The Guardian show won't be back there for a meet and greet with Gamora and Star-Lord. Cassie, you've never been to a Disney park? What are you doing? Stop watching. Like, this is the one time I'll tell you to stop watching my show. Stop what you're doing right now and go. Don't even ask questions. Just go. Just go. Danny, yeah. So, yeah, we don't have the time to do outside the parks, outside of Disney park stuff and Disney things at the moment. Man, we're getting the Paris down low here. Backlot tram tour also just closed, so the construction. Y'all are just changing everything over there in Paris. Just so much is going on. But anyway, okay, guys, I'm gonna start wrapping it up here. But if you want last minute comments or questions addressed, put them in now before I get out of here. Let me give you my little spiel before we get out of here. I don't have any slides prepared for you tonight, so you just have to bear with me. First of all, before you leave me tonight, please consider going over to one of our other great channels. Steve's World should be going live at 8 o'clock. So go over there and check them out and make sure you tell them that I2I sent you. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you got that notification bell marked. And we'd love to see you here again on Monday night at 7 p.m. or on our live trivia show at 7:15 on Thursday nights. I don't have the I failed you guys. I don't have the announced theme yet, but we will have it posted on social media for you very soon. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I think that's it that I have for you tonight. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here, hanging out with me tonight. We almost reached 10 active viewers at a time. If we ever get to 10, I'll activate a really cool feature that you guys can utilize if you want to. But until then, we won't be able to use it. It's just my enticement there for you to be there. Stevie, Lisa, never have as well. So many people have not been to Disney here. What are you doing? Go now. I know it's a lot of money. Trust me, no one gets that more than anyone here. But if you can ever afford to go, and you can ever, even for a day, go, it'll change the way you view everything because it's awesome. Walt says, I agree. Let's stop now. What we're doing, let's go. That's fine. I'm just going to leave the stream running, Walt. I will meet you. How about this? You and I will meet at Hollywood Tower of Terror and ride it together. Watch it. He won't. No money, Cassie says. I get it. I really do. It's expensive. I will make sure I put down you're on 7 on Mondays, so now you don't depend on notifications. So I appreciate that. We'd love to see you here every single day. Okay, let me log in with my mom, my dad, my 2 sisters from YouTube's. Yeah. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. Really appreciate it. Hope to see you next week or this Thursday night. And make sure you're checking out all the great content we've got on our channel. But until we assemble again, may the force be with you. And I'll see you real soon.